In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Welcome to another edition of Jock Brothers Presents Let Us Make Man. I am your host, moderator, Brother Jackie Muhammad, and I would like to welcome you all to a new year, 2025. Allah has blessed us to see this year, so we want to make the best out of it. So we have a wonderful, wonderful show for you tonight. We want to highlight the Nation of Islam musical ensemble. We have some dynamic guests for you tonight, but before we get to our guests, I would like to bring up the dynamic duo, not Batman and Robin. I'm talking about Ahmed and Kawi.
That's right.
All right, so with no more from myself, I want to bring up this brother, hard worker, family man, businessman, traveling man. So he's a go-getter. My brother and your brother, Brother Ahmed B.I. Assalamu alaikum, sir. You are muted, sir. I know we're a little rusty. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you all for joining on, taking time out of your busy schedules. We welcome all of our guests, all of our friends on to the show. Thank you all for coming on. Back to you, bro.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the other half of the dynamic duo, my brother, he also is a family man, single parent. He did big things with his son, got him through. He's a businessman, several businesses under his hat, very skilled brother. He's a traveling man. He's a go-getter as well. My brother, your brother, Brother Abdul Kawi. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, sir. Thank you for those kind words, brother. I didn't know you thought that way of me, brother. I appreciate it.
You knew that, brother. You knew that. Yes, sir.
No, but thank you. I really appreciate the Music Ensemble being our guest today. It was I really thought it was going to be very hard to get you on the show, but y'all have been very gracious to us, and we thank you for joining the Jock Brothers. And for those that always been supporting the Jock Brothers, have been watching the Jock Brothers from day one, we thank you so much for keep on watching the Jock Brothers. We 4.5 years as the Jock Brothers, 4.5 years in podcasts. For those that have supported the Jock Brothers along the way financially, we thank you for it. Words cannot express how much we appreciate the financial donations. And if you would like to continue to support the Jock Brothers platform, please do so. We have a cash app. It is $JAKQBROS. Again, his cash app is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, $Jock Bros. And so thank you for that. Now, Jock Brothers, we have been running an initiative for the past 3 years, a prison initiative, but we have now doing a different initiative. We're doing a youth initiative. We want to do big things with the youth. We have big things on the agenda. We asking you to get behind the Jock Brothers and those endeavors. As you can see, it's nothing more important than making sure that our youth are equipped with all they need to make this nation grow to a heights that's unimaginable. So if you could please support the youth, that'd be great. We have big plans. The greatest plan we have is we want to take the youth that's under us to the farm to see Miss Louis Farrakhan one day. That's big. But we have fishing escapades. We have team building escapades. So please support the youth. Any donation, $1, $2, $5, whatever's in your heart. And we just ask that if you do donate to the Jock Bros that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and just put youth by it so we can make sure those monies are put to that use. That's what by the way, for those that's watching the Jock Brothers and like the Music Ensemble, please share this show. Please share it. Hit that share button. Hit the subscribe button as well. And hit the bell for upcoming shows. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Back to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So now let's get to our guests. The Nation of Islam, we are playing music now. Yes. We don't have a choir, but we have the musical ensemble.
Come on.
So our first guest, let's bring up our Sister Mariam Muhammad. She's a 17-year-old piano and vocal student. She studies piano with. Now you got to help me with your doctor's name, Dr.
Sunghua
Sunqua. By how you say
Beck.
that?
Sunghua Beck.
Okay. At Merritt School of Music and Voice with Sister Lestine Warren Muhammad at Your Voice Studio, both located in Chicago, Illinois. As a member of Timeless Gifts, she made her theater debut during their most recent production, A Timeless Review. She competes on piano at the virtuoso level and will be studying musical performance in college. Well, with no more from myself, give a Jock Brother a hand for Sister Mariam Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, my sister.
Assalamualaikum. One thing, I am 18 now.
Okay. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. All right. So our next guest is our brother Akbar Khan. Muhammad is a composer, musician, writer, and student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Brother Akbar Khan began his musical studies at the age of 3 under the tutelage of his father and mother, Henry and Isabel Muhammad, Brother Henry and Sister Isabel Muhammad, Today, Brother performs on violin, piano, guitar, and has composed and written several original musical works, including string quartets and piano compositions. Brother Akbar Khan is currently an instructor at Muhammad School of Music, teaching violin, piano, guitar, and music theory. He is developing an online music program to help students develop the skill of playing an instrument and experience music by making it themselves. So with the Jock Brother round of applause, let's bring up our brother Akbar Khan Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you for having me, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And last but not least, my brother from another mother who is in Hawaii. Brother Farad Muhammad, or Farad Muhammad, is a composer, arranger, and music director. He received a BA degree from Stetson University, a master's degree in trombone performance from DePaul University. Upon being offered a full scholarship by Professor John Drew at Florida State to study trombone performance there, Farad decided to study music at DePaul. Farad studied with Mark Fisher, Chicago Lyric Opera, and Charles Vernon, Chicago Symphony Orchestra. As a trombonist, Brother Farad has performed in orchestras around the country, including the Brevard Symphony, the Elgin Symphony, the Wisconsin, and currently performs with the Racine Symphony. Wow. I see you, my brother.
I see you too.
He has performed in the Monty Python Broadway play. You helped me with that. Spam-A-Lot.
Yes, sir.
Praise Allah. And participated in an international music competition in Amsterdam, traveling through Germany and Holland with the Chicago Brass Band. Farad was asked in 2006 to serve as the co-coordinator of the Ministry of Arts and Culture in the Nation of Islam in Chicago. Working in the ministry, Brother Farad brought the music group Kindred, the Family Soul, to perform at Muhammad University of Islam. His assistance was called upon to organize headlining entertainment at the annual Savior's Day convention over the years. In 2008, he led the first ever Ministry of Arts and Culture National Conference for the Nation of Islam. And with the help of the parents of the student performers, Brother Farad organizes regular performance so that gifted music artists may shine and be embraced by our believing community. So as a result, he is inspired to see new generations spring forward to take our nation artistic expressions to new heights. Let's give a warm Jock Brothers welcome to our brother Farad Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The musical ensemble, brother. Musical ensemble. What is the musical ensemble? Brother Farad, if you will.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you once again, their family. Um, the musical ensemble is a collection of musicians from around the Nation of Islam, most of them here in Chicago, that were called, have been commissioned by the permission of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, were called by Brother Saad Ali Muhammad, who is a student national secretary of the Nation of Islam, to begin the formation of an orchestra. And we got together for the first time in Savior's Day, but there was a whole process preceding that. And at that time, people did not know how it was going to happen. We had believers from we got the call in November of 2023. Savior's Day was just 3 months away. So how are we going to get, it ended up being a 40-piece orchestra of winds and strings, woodwinds, brass and strings, and then 20 vocalists. So about 60 performers.
Wow.
Performing during Savior's Day. So people did not know how we were going to do that. So what we did was we put out the call. The Brother Saad was very diligent and calling the musicians. We organized a database of names and, what instrument do you play, and, just all the information. Then we set up a platform for people to upload their, auditions, so to speak. And by the grace of Allah, hardly anybody was turned down. Everyone was given a chance, and you had people who were in their 40s and 50s and hadn't played their instruments since they were in middle school, right? And it was so pleasing to see these grown men and women uploading their videos, performance videos, every week, and making progress.
Right.
And you can tell they were just becoming more comfortable, and these are all believers. And so it got to where it was kind of sounding good, right? And so eventually then the schedule came out. We only got together in person at Savior's Day twice. I think one time on that Thursday, everybody came in on Thursday, and then early Friday morning, and then we performed. And anybody other than the performers, anybody got a chance to hear the group during Savior's Day in Detroit 2024?
Yes, sir. I was there. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Absolutely.
praise be to Allah.
Absolutely.
And the man of God, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, was inspired to say that we are soon going to see a National Symphony Orchestra after hearing the group, and he was pleased. So that just blew it all out the water. So from that point on, the tour was put into place. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, when he performed the Beethoven violin concerto, he brought up a couple of students, Black students, who were star students and playing at the highest levels. And he said he would like to see these Black youth touring with him. And because of the vision of of Brother Saad and him responding to the call of the minister, he saw us touring and being ambassadors for high civilization and culture in our nation. And so we've been on this tour, the first tour, actually kicking off in Detroit, and then Houston, Texas, and then New York City, and then Chicago, and then the last performance we had was in Atlanta. So the NOI musical ensemble really represents the top level of performers of all of the performers who did perform uh, at Savior's Day, and uh, anybody else who might that we might know of or learn of that may have a high level of musical talent.
Yes, sir. So you telling me that I missed the opportunity to bring my recorder and play the Nutcracker? And play the Nutcracker. Okay, yo, so I missed my opportunity. But praise Allah. So, Sister Mariam, I assume you all were born in the nation.
Yeah.
And how was the experience for you? Playing for the nation, and how was that experience? And now traveling, with the nation, how is that experience going for you, Sister Mariam? I'll start with you.
Well, at Savior's Day, I did not perform with the orchestra. I was actually singing. I was on the choir, but I played a solo. And to get to play in front of the minister was like, oh my God. And then also being able to tour. My mom always tells me, she's like, oh, you're like the foundation of a new movement. And she says it a lot. So it's really drilled into my head now. And it really feels really awesome, because I think into the future, how people might look back now on me and all of my peers and stuff in the ensemble and be proud of what we're doing. And so I'm really glad that I can be a part of this.
Absolutely. I thoroughly enjoyed you all here in Atlanta, man. I mean, we had a wonderful time. So, Brother Akbar Khan, as well, how has that experience been for you as well?
Yes, sir. So I have been blessed to play for the nation since I was little. I'd play in the Children's Village on my violin with my sisters and my father with the Muhammad School of Music. And when I was little, you're just going up there and you're doing what your parent kind of tells you, put your finger here, play it like this,
Yes.
But I really had a change in mindset, I think, as we began the tour. And I realized after playing for the years that I've been blessed to play, I realized that whenever I get to play for the nation, it's always, to me, it's my favorite audience to play for. I've played for many different audiences throughout the country so far, praises be to Allah. But whenever I go before the nation, there's always something special, because I know not only is it my family and there's some people that I know in the audience, but these are God's people. And so I get a little bit more nervous before I go on stage for these tours. But it's been the joy of my 2024, and I'm looking forward to it in 2025.
But I have a question for Brother Farah.
Yes, sir.
I know you got a lot of people, believers, that were sending you videos that wanted to play, and I heard what you were saying. If you have high level of talent, but what was that like, getting up, getting so many believers that was interested in you and needing to make cuts or selections for your team? How, what was that process like? The vetting process, I might say.
Praise be to Allah. As I said, hardly anybody was turned away. We only had one. I mean, out of the so many inquiries, over 60, right? Only one was turned. So, we are Muslims. We're Muslim followers of the Muslim Elijah Muhammad, and we're under the direction of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. So the question is, how would the minister handle this? We don't just throw people out. He is commissioned to raise up all of our people. Mm-hmm. But what does that mean? We're in a competitive area of music. Music is, competitive, right? And performance is competitive to a degree. So how do we do that? And then we don't want to compromise the group, right? We want the group to sound good.
Right.
So it was an incredible balancing act. And to be quite honest with you, there was a lot of resistance to this actually happening. To how you're going to have 7-year-olds playing with 60-year-olds or 40-year-olds, and the various talent levels. How are we going to make that work? We don't know of any ensemble that works like that. So, but we have to understand that Allah makes all things new.
Come on,
And this is a new world, and there is a way. This world don't have the way. If it did, it wouldn't be dying. So, not, with the faith of and the vision of Brother Saad and those, and the parents of those who are on this, Brother Akbar Khan and Sister Mariam. There were some who always saw it and always felt and held on to it, but it wasn't always easy. And so one of the questions was, how do we do? We don't want to, obviously you have to have a certain degree of talent to perform. So what we did was we gave everyone a process. Okay, so first it was an audition video. And at that point, once you were allowed, we were careful with the language. You're not a part of it necessarily, right? But you could possibly be a part, but we have to work for it. We have to qualify ourselves for the position awaiting us. So as I said, everyone was given a weekly benchmark. So if the piece that is to be performed was 100 bars or 100 units, each week it would be divided up in 10. You have this week, complete this 10. Next week, complete the, all the way up to Savior's Day if it was 10 weeks. So we gave, inshallah, everybody, we strove to give everyone a fair chance. And by the grace of Almighty God, Allah, we were successful.
Yeah.
Because everybody's heart was in it. And if, let's just be real now, if they weren't there, what we would do at that point was a plan B. So when we got to rehearsal in Chicago, and Brother Akbar Khan and Sister Mariam, you might remember this, if a player wasn't really where they needed to be, we'd say, brother and sister, you know what? You play very well in this area or this section of the music. So you can play here, but then, you won't be playing for the other parts. Yes, sir. Or the sister would say, yes, sir. Or the brother would say, yes, sir. And so we got it to where it sounded, presentable. But it was a lot of care there, Brother Kwali. It was a lot of care, and we wanted to, we love our people, we love and we love the believers, and so we had to work it so that we would not offend, and that everyone was pretty much able to be a part of the experience.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Now, brother Farr, have you been able to package the music for purchase, stream?
So at this point, not yet. This is the performance phase of it. One of the instructions that I was given, Brother Farad, your responsibility to make sure the musicians are ready and the group is ready. Yes, sir. And we have a team all across the nation, in different cities in Houston, Texas, New York, that are actually a part of the committee, in the planning committee. And a lot of times I don't even know where, and I'm not even the one that's the scheduler. We have somebody who reaches out to the musicians for scheduling. So it's beautiful in that everything is just not on me, and we have a group working all around the country. And so, Brother Ahmed and Brother Jackie, Brother Kwali, when you all came to the performance, you saw the believers from other cities that are actually working on this committee. And then you saw the protocol departments from the cities in Chicago. So it's a collective.
That's right.
of different individuals working together on this. And so I hope I addressed the question there, brother Ahmed.
Yes, sir, you did.
So I want to ask Brother Akbar Khan, playing three instruments. I mean, and three, a violin, piano, and a guitar, bro. You know, the violin is already difficult in this fashion, and, in this nature. And you're working to master the three instruments. Do they conflict, like when you're composing, when when you're performing? Do they conflict? In how does that work?
Thank you for the question. Very good question.
Yes, sir.
They don't conflict. Music itself is a subject, and then you have the different instruments within the subject. And so composing and being able to play the different instruments, you kind of know how music works. And because of that, you can go in this direction with the piano or the violin or the guitar. And there's many musicians who know how to play their main instrument, which may be trombone or violin, but they also know some piano because the mechanics of music operate the same. So in composing, they all kind of come together because music is the main central subject.
So it's not just sound. It's not all just sound. For me, I just had a recorder. So that's all I know is a recorder. But it's not just sound when you're making music. I always like when I look at rappers or anyone who make music, I know the ear is different because you're listening to music. When they listen to music, it's instrumental, and you putting a voice to it. So now, what are you listening to in your mind? Are you listening to like I don't know, is it a note? Are you starting at a note? Do you hear a sound in your mind and you say, okay, well, I want to compose off a B flat? How does the process work? Like,
it's different for it's usually three different ways. The main way is sometimes I do hear a sound and I'm like, okay, I want to figure out how can I develop this one note that I have. The second way, and this is how I've been composing songs for the last couple of months, there's some emotion that I'm feeling. The minister said that pain is the mother of creativity. He said that when he was playing the Beethoven, in his comments after playing the Beethoven. And so there's always some kind of emotion that drives me to my instrument. Some discomfort. So there's something going on. I'm trying to work out a problem in my life that I'm trying to figure out. And so often I go to my piano or go to my violin and I try to communicate that. The third way is I'm just playing notes on the piano, having fun, and then I hear something that I like, and then I start building off that melody. But those are the three main ways that I'm usually composing.
Okay. Does it work the same though with that violin as well?
With the violin, I would say yes, it does, but I'm trying to it's a different, it's just a different form of communication, almost like a different language.
Oh, wow, that's a great way to put it. Yes, sir. Now you say music is the subject. Now, Sister Mariam, I wish we had some of the clips from the piano performance. And you were in Atlanta, correct?
I was, yes.
Now I want to know which one were you. It was one that it was beautiful because my grandmother plays the piano, so I was raised with a piano in my home, and I'm gonna get one over here, but but to see you play, to hear you play, wonderful. So how long have you been playing the piano? And go ahead. How long?
I've been playing for, I want to say 8 years now. I think I started when I was like 10. So I'm 18 now, so I'm going to say 8 years.
So do you compose this? What do you write music or you play by ear? What is your style of play?
Well, I do not compose. That's not my forte. I would love to learn one of these days, but I just perform other people's music. I don't play by ear. I cannot do that. I read music. When I was younger, like when I first started, I wasn't as locked in because it was just like something my mom made me do. So my reading wasn't the best, but as I got older, I started reading more. And so right now, when I'm learning a new song, I just read the sheet music and follow along with it like that, basically.
Okay. Do you see now that your counterparts as young people? Do you see the interest? This the UN brother Akbar Khan. Has the young people piqued your interest? Like, I want to play now, and not just just for the just for the time. I mean, and stick with it. Do you see some that has joined on and stick with it as well?
I have. I think it was Brother Fraud was putting on I think it was biannual or maybe seasonal performances at the school in UI. And I performed there, and I know Sister Ayana's daughter, I can't remember her name right now, but my mom told me that she wanted to start playing the piano. She was going to give her the information of my teacher, whatever. And I do know that she's still learning, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
So when you go off to New York and everything, how are they receiving you in New York? How are the youth receiving you? Are you having fun out there? Is it all work and no play? Tell me about it.
It's awesome. Not only is it like we can travel, but we get to hang out with other musicians. I feel like musicians have a different vibe than everyone else. So we get to hang out with other musicians. We get to perform for the nation, which is amazing. And then also it feels like we are inspiring people, because when you're done performing, if you come up and let people mingle with you, they'll be like, oh my God, that was so good. I want to learn. And so that's really cool. So it's work, but it's also fun, and it's really good to do.
I want to hear from you too, brother.
Yes, sir. It has been, once again, the highlight of my 2024 to tour. Our nation is big, but it's very much a family. So we know some people and we don't know some people, but wherever we go, it's always a very warm welcome. And it has been very much a business setting, but the youth have fun regardless of the setting. So I've gotten to know the youth in the cities as well as my fellow members on the ensemble, and we've all kind of come together and bonded very much. And I think that slowly but surely kind of goes into the performance that you see on stage. We kind of come together, and with the music, it adds a very much a different vibe, like Sister Marianne was saying. So I've enjoyed it very, very much.
And Brother Faraz said that there's different musicians that play on different levels. For both of you students, are there any other musicians that inspire you, their work ethic that's on your team?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We have my older sister, Sister Amira, as well as Sister Saja, who is a cellist. Sister Amira is the violinist. But these two are like, for me, these are like the top. And I'm looking up to them, trying to match up, you know what I'm saying? So those would be those that I admire on the team for sure, as well as Sister Mariam. Every musician, we have two young brothers, Brother Abdul Malik and Brother Timothy Tuti. And everyone, I can see something that I like. So I like to hang around, Tuti, we talk about the song and the piece. Okay, we're going to do it like this. So once again, it's been a family, it's been a family feel. And as musicians, it feels very different. We have our own vibe.
So let me ask you this, for the two of you, this is it for you, right? This is the life career that you're seeking. Am I wrong to make such a statement? Is this what it's going to be for you?
I think I'm going to let Sister Mariam answer first.
Okay, well, I can answer first then. Personally, my goal is I love performing with the orchestra, but I like to sing more. That's where I'm really passionate. So my goal would be something more like performing musicals, still for the nation, but less of the orchestra piece. But I'm very happy and very proud to be able to represent and play for orchestra when I can.
For myself, this is a very great, I would say, opportunity for me, because I'm able to showcase some of my original music. I am an artist at heart, so I also write. I write films. I attended film school for a year, and I'm also looking to get into some other art forms as well. So this is a very major point in my music side, but I also have different projects and ideas that I want to express as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's so big because being a part of an orchestra is really top tier. And you all are starting. You're taking your baby steps in a top tier form. That's a great place to start. It's like instead of you like football, but instead of just playing Pop Warner, I start off in the NFL. As a young person. So this is a great opportunity to start. And I'm reading. You would like to teach. You want to help students develop the skill of playing an instrument and experience music by making it themselves. Do you mean that composing music when you say making it themselves? So this is how you want to teach. You want to teach the young ones to start making music on their own.
Yes, sir. And it's really both, playing the instruments as well as composing. The Mohsen Elijah Muhammad said that the science of music, color, and medicine is at the root of the true religion of God. And so music spiritually has a very, very, very important. We know that the minister, in his youth and as he developed spiritually, he had his violin around and he was writing songs as well as a calypso singer. And so we know that played into his mission, because the spirit is like a vibration and you can hear and tell where a person is in their emotional kind of tone. So my goal, not just with helping them to create their songs and play the instrument, but also get into that spiritual side of music, which is really where I love to be.
You sound like you did.
Yes. The best seat in the house, brother.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Ahmed.
Does that spirituality help inspire you to write more?
Yes, sir.
Is that your creative source?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Trial, it brings a lot out of human beings. And it's usually the trials that I'm in that bring out a certain kind of song. The song that the audience has been hearing throughout the tour so far, that came about due to a very serious trial that I was going through with my family. And so if you listen, you can hear, a lot going on. And people ask me, what does it mean? But it's a very long answer that I can't give in one kind of
song. And the name of that song is called Moon. And I think it was the last time we performed it, the crowd demanded an encore of that piece. Is that right?
That was in Chicago, but yes, sir.
Oh, that was in Chicago. Right. So we ended up playing it again. So that was a very special moment. And that's a piece that Brother Akbar Khan composed himself. The orchestra plays that.
Wow. So when you're composing, does that mean that you have to write? I don't know anything about music, so bear with me. Does that mean that you have to write the notes for each instrument?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. But we have modern technology now, so we're able to use some computer software to make the process easier. Brother Fried, we kind of know how to we know generally how the different instruments work and what kind of mechanics in theory, music theory wise, how it looks. But having the modern technology makes the process a lot faster.
Yes. But you still have to know, you still have to know your stuff. You still have to know how to write for each instrument. And Sister Mariam, I believe you do know how to compose. She plays the piano. The piano is the mother of all instruments. At one point in time, I think most of the conductors were pianists. So you have to know the musical score. You have to know the orchestra score. And when you're looking at a piano part, it has 4 voices. So when Sister Mariam is playing, she's reading 4 lines. When I'm playing, I'm only reading one line of music. Most of the time when Brother Akbar Khan is playing, he's only reading one line of music, but she's reading four all at the same time. So, and you're playing it constantly. You're playing an orchestral arrangement. You're performing an orchestra each time she plays. So she knows how to compose, but she doesn't realize it yet.
Wow.
Brother Farad, of course, I was there. I heard the performance. It was. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think it was gonna. You know how you see the children plays. You look for the mess ups. It's cute. You smile and stuff. I didn't really see much of that, and so it was almost like. Man, you must have like a grueling practice regimen. And then what I understand, you have people, believers in the orchestra that's not even in the city that you're in. How are you putting that together? What kind of practice regimen did you put together so that you can get to that level of performance?
Well, praise be to Allah, dear brother. Allah blessed us with that. So I think it all started with the Savior's Day performance, and that was a foundation in there. This is a distillation. So at Savior's Day, we had 60 performers, approximately 60 performers. But with this tour group, we have 11 or 12 performers. So we took, the top level of that group, and that's what you're hearing. So first of all, these performers are highly respected young people, and they are excelling in their own programs. So they are on track. And we talked about future, how they're going to perform in the future, but they're already on track to performing excellently and are performing excellently because they're studying in that fashion. So we are studying with the best. We are following the best. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan. These students are doing that musically. So they already are students at a top level. That's number one. And then, of course, they're believers. And they're being embraced by the family. It wasn't always like that. But now, and following the example, the music example of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And then in one of his interviews, he mentioned how music gave him a universal language to speak, more of a universal language to speak. So there's a power, as Brother Akbar Khan was saying earlier, there's a power in the music itself and in the spirit of it. So it's the fact that they already are higher achieving musical students. They're believers, but they are also the seeds of Farrakhan. Brother Jackie, you and I have, history going back, generations. Well, these are the seeds of Farrakhan. As you mentioned, they're born in the nation. So all of the work that the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan has sacrificed is paying off through his leadership of building a nation, through his leadership of the blueprint, the roadway for mastering, having the discipline to master the instruments. These children don't have to think about it like we did. They were born, and then boom, we say you're gonna play violin because the minister plays violin. You're gonna play music. You're gonna play like him. We put them in the programs. Brother Akbar Khan said, he didn't know what was going on. His father just said, mom just said, here's the instrument. This is what you're gonna do. And then next thing you know, they're 6 years old, 7 year old, 8 years old, 9 years old, and now they're in this group because the youngest performer is 8 years old, I believe. Yeah. And so we have an 8-year-old and then a 9-year-old. So here they are, and they're stars. They truly are stars. So the brother, to answer your question, I don't have to work that hard when you have that. I do have to make sure that, rehearsals are scheduled. They come to their rehearsals, they get it right. I do have to work to pull something out of them, but I don't have to work as hard as many people think I have to work.
Oh yes, sir. Man, we brought the juniors. We are the facilitators of the junior FOI here in the Southern region. And we brought the juniors to the musical ensemble, and at first it was like, we coming to the musical ensemble, so we set them all in a row. I wish I had the pictures to show you all, but when you all started playing, and the way that you run that set, like you're back and forth, is I loved it. But you should have seen the juniors, man. Every time, they absolutely loved it. They absolutely loved. I was watching them, like, to see how they was gonna react. Man, they absolutely loved it, and you elevated their experience, their musical experience. It was an elevation. It wasn't rap. Nothing wrong with rap. It's just rap. If you got righteous rap, there's nothing wrong with that. But it wasn't rap, though. What they was accustomed to is a 7-year-old playing the violin. It was a cello on the stage. It was piano playing. It was singing. And it was all classic. And it was high. It was what's the right word, Brother Cowie? Because me and Cowie, sir. Yeah, it was just a great experience. I had a wonderful time. I was really impressed. I had a wonderful time, and I enjoyed the entire thing. And I was like, man, when you come back, we gonna bring more juniors. We gonna bring them all. So when you all come back, and make sure you come back, because we gotta elevate them, and so they can see that, okay, it's more than just that. Well, it's more than just rap. It's different elements, and now we have an orchestra, and so definitely we had.
I got a question for Sister Mariam. So, Sister Mariam, you say you want to go to the singing side of things. You want to pretty much elevate that. Are you making music right now? Are you with a group? Or are you? What kind of music are you going to be singing?
So I don't make music. I sing already written music. Different like arrangements of it and stuff. Right now, I'm working in musical theater and jazz, vocal wise, because musical theater, I love it. And then my voice teacher said that I might be good in jazz, so I'm trying that out as well. But musical theater is where I want to see myself in the future.
Okay, describe. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just asking what she in school for. That's all.
No.
Oh, what am I in school for?
Yeah, you going to college for that? Or?
Yeah, music performance right now. Yeah, and I'm working with outside of that voice teacher and a piano teacher.
Okay, yes,
absolutely. So no, I was going to ask you to describe musical theater. Is there a difference? What is musical theater? I don't want to take for granted that we know what that means.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You mean specifically for voice or like in general?
In whatever you tell us.
Okay, well, I think like in general, musical theater, it depends, because there's like jazz, musical theater and stuff, but it's basically just theater, like plays and stuff with music. So, Wicked just came out. You guys seen that with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo? Oh. That's a musical theater production. But it's like a movie. So basically that.
So it's a stage production that's centered around music. When you were reading the bio earlier of myself, I did play in a theatrical performance, and you get a book of music.
Okay.
So let's say the production is an hour and 45 minutes long. I'm playing, 90%, 95% of the time. So it's just the language of it is really the music. Without the music, there's nothing. So it really centers on the music.
The music tells a story of what's going on.
The music tells a story, everything about it, the story, the emotion, the chemistry. Everything is centered on the music.
Is that what Moon? What was Moon about? What was the? Can you give us a?
Well, he said he don't want to talk about it, Jack.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that was the one that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that's the one that we kept clapping at the end.
Yeah, brother, that's what I thought. They mentioned it was mentioned on there, man. And all right, so you don't want to tell us.
Well, I just want to clarify. So, Moon is different from a musical theatrical production. Like Brother Fried was saying, the music tells a story, but there's actors on stage and they're singing. They're not just acting, but they're singing. There might even be some choreography. So that's musical theater. Moon is we could put it in the classical genre. And there wasn't any choreography or actors on stage, but it was a classical piece that I composed. And the meaning behind that would be there's a lot of different parts to it. There's 99 names to Allah, and there might be 99 meanings to Moon. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
No, we almost got him, Kyle. We
But if I could say something about Moon,
we almost got him, man. We almost had him, bro.
for Moon, I would say part of the beauty and like pieces without lyrics is for a lot of like the feeling, how you feel about it. Not to say like despite what the composer was thinking, but whatever the composer was thinking, it doesn't say like in the music, oh, this part's supposed to be sad or something. It's based on what you feel yourself. And so I think the beauty with songs like Moon is the meaning behind it is important, but take away like that and then think about how it made you feel, Like, oh, this reminded me of a time when I was playing with my son. Oh, then it's like a happy song or something like that, So I think you can figure out like how it makes you.
Have any one of you ever figured out a way to maybe even use music to change the whole environment? You come in the environment and it's not what you want it to be, and you say, well, I'm going to compose something to change this environment. Have you seen music just, have that effect? Have any of you seen that where it just, you can, I mean, as a minister, you come to a rostrum and you want to be able to lighten the environment, You want to make it light. It could be heavy, it could be a sad. And I mean, have you all ever tried to use music in that fashion?
Do you mean something like when you're watching a horror movie and it's like relaxed and then suddenly the music comes in and it makes you feel chill like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, but being able to do it in any environment, not just just go in the environment and just, I don't know if music has that effect. I don't know if we are able to do that. That's what I'm asking. I'm not a musician, but I am intrigued by you all.
I actually think that they did it every single time they perform. I think it was Brother Abdul Halim who mentioned in Texas, a student minister who mentioned in Texas, he was on a he was on a television program, and he said, this is an opportunity, it doesn't matter if you're in this street organization or that street organization. Doesn't matter what your political persuasion is, ethnicity, come on out. And so music is a universal language. It has the power to bring everyone together and raise everyone. And like you were talking about, Brother Jackie, earlier about the quality of music. This, we're not, calling women out their name and, degrading, using arts and culture to bring down the spirit. We are bringing high culture and civilization. So every city that we've gone to, you just see the spirit come up. And, one captain out of New York was talking about how, it reminded them of the old days when we were planning, of the minister coming in, and there was just so much excitement around the group. And I haven't seen this in our nation. We've been around for a while, where there's this elevation of the spirit with these 12 musicians, So I've seen it every single time we perform, how not only the believers, their spirit comes up, but the crowd, like, wow, I didn't know the Nation of Islam did this.
Right.
Of course, we have the video clips of the minister performing. Wow. So they're learning about the minister's example and performance on the violin and his example of music. And now they're seeing this. And so we're bringing the resurrection work of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad to the people through music. So we're really ambassadors for the Nation of Islam. We're really helping to, widen and spread more, within our communities and through communities.
Oh, absolutely. Praise be to Allah. All right, so we have reached the end. That was quick, but I thoroughly enjoyed you all. And so we're gonna have our final words. So you can tell us what's on your mind. We're gonna start with you, Sister Mariam. You can tell us your final words. Anything you want to say, just whatever comes to your mind.
Awesome. Well, first off, thank you for having us. This was awesome. I'm very proud and happy. Also, my mom put on a program over the summer and into the winter. We had a waltz ball last week, I believe. And it was gorgeous. It was very awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen the clips. It's on Instagram, Facebook, and stuff. You can check out like at Maker Media. But I'm also doing that. So, if you're interested, check it out. It's very cool. And thank you for having me.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for coming, for accepting our invitation, Sister Mariam. May Allah continue to bless you. Brother Akbar Khan, final word, sir.
I feel the need to give you all a meaning to Moon. The Bible says, ask and it shall be given. So I just want to give a little tidbit. It's titled Moon because that was the initial inspiration for the song, but also creation in any form, music or other, always involves some dissatisfaction. And so we learned the story of dissatisfaction inside the nation from reading about the deportation of the moon. So dissatisfaction was one of the emotions I tried to cover in the song. So that is one of the meanings. I'm very grateful to come on the show. This is a show that I have been watching for some time. So it's very much an honor to be here. And I'm very grateful to be here with you all today.
Well, write us a score, brother.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Well, thank you, Brother Akbar Khan, for coming on, brother. May Allah continue to bless you too as well, brother.
Well, sir.
Brother Farah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Final words,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you once again, staff, for inviting us on. It's been a pleasure for me. And I must say that this group is really the highlight of my work in music. And you read my bio, and I perform many places, but this is really, and it's interesting because I didn't really see myself in this position. So it's been a surprise, but it's been a pleasant surprise. And to serve on behalf of our nation and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, using the gifts that he's blessed us all with, this is a highlight. And so thank you very much for allowing us to share of our experiences in this phase of our lives in music.
Absolutely, Brother Farah. Thank you, sir. Final word, Brother Ahmed. You're muted, sir. The engineer.
Before you leave, where can our people or our viewers find your music and information about your upcoming tours and events?
So you want to visit NOImusicalensemble.org. Again, that's NOImusicalensemble.org, where you can learn more about the tour, see pictures of past performances, as well as future performance dates. So once again, that's www.NOImusicalensemble.org. Oh yeah, there it is. I see it right there.
Yes, sir.
My engineers My
Yeah.
engineer's putting it together too. Just
Y'all got the crew
give him a
coming
second.
through.
Give him a second. He's gonna put it up on the screen right now.
Yeah, praise God. Put it in the wrong place. But praise be to Allah. All right, brother. Brother Kawi, final word.
Well, I'd like to just thank everyone for taking our invitation. Man, this was a great show. I really love the commitment y'all have put to giving the Nation of Islam its first like musical team, orchestra. I like the fact that y'all are moving around and traveling, letting everybody hear just how talented you are. I like the fact that everybody's young. So we got many years of this to look forward to. And so I just want to say, just keep doing what you're doing, man. You already writing music, brother. I mean, man, and you say you're 13 years old. How old do you say you were again?
I'm 20, sir. I'm 20 years old.
Compared to us, he's like 13, right?
I'll take that for,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, you got many. I know many songs are coming out of you, brother. This is what you like to do, and I look forward to it. And sister, I look forward to, seeing where your journey take you. And look, just keep on believing in Allah. Keep on praying every day. Keep on staying positive. Keep striving and being a good example for other youth. To aspire to be like, or to want to be like you in their field. So thank you for coming to our show. Appreciate it.
Thank you, dear brothers.
And with me, man, I mean, you all are inspiration, brother Farad, brother. Keep doing what you're doing and keep pushing them forward. Keep expecting the best out of them. I love your vetting process. We got you believers, but you got to perform though. Be your best, and I love that. And brother and sister, y'all keep reaching, keep believing in Allah, like he said, but also believe in yourself, because he put something in you that's unique. This brother here wrote a piece on the deportation of the moon. That's what I'm talking about. So that's a great. See, we have our own. We have all the histories, and our subjects, man, is going to be out this world. You can just reach into what the teachings has given us, man, and pull something out that no one can touch. I mean, you can talk about a bean pie with the violin, the science of the bean soup, But thank you all for doing what you're doing, inspiring our youth, showing our youth a different way. That it is not the same. It's a different way, and I'm telling you, our youth they was enamored by you all. I wish I had the pictures to show you how they were surprised that they enjoyed themselves, So definitely keep going. Make sure you all come back to Atlanta. It was a beautiful book. It was a beautiful. The whole experience was beautiful. So definitely come back and keep pushing, and just, man, make our nation proud.
That's right.
We are already proud, but definitely continue what you're doing. So thank you, Jock Nation, for spending time with us. We want you to go and support our brothers and sisters in the musical ensemble. Did you want to say something, Sister Mariam? Oh,
she want to talk about the Wasp.
That's right. It was excellent.
But thank you, Jock Nation. But go in and support our brothers and sisters, and if you can, bring them to your city. I don't know how that process worked, but petition for them to come to your city. And if you can catch them, I'm telling you, you'll have a wonderful time. And make sure, bring the youth. If you can, bring the youth out, So inshallah, we'll see you all in Chicago, inshallah, for Savior's Day. Are you all performing? Is there something scheduled for Chicago?
Nothing set yet, but inshallah.
Don't worry about it, brother. It'll be 3 days. And then we need you to make it happen in 3 days, brother. So just make it happen, brother. You've done it before. You know how the nation work.
I know.
Right, just be ready. Praise
yes,
be to Allah. So, all right, Jock Nation, thank you all once again. Assalamu alaikum.